need to hold it myself.
It's really wobbled.
Alright. It's March 19th. We're back for round 2 of the scouting trip. We are currently on a lousy gravel road, which is the shortest route to get to where we're going, apparently, according to MapQuest. So, anyhow, we're back with Eva, the canine companion, the scouting connoisseur, and Chicky came along this time. She's looking for rocks and relics and sticks and old cans or whatever she can find, antiques of the forest, basically. And Mom and Dad are going to be over here for a couple hours. We're going to do a little scouting and then have lunch, and then they're going to move on with whatever they're doing this weekend. So, pretty big weekend. Scouting mini-series, episode 2. It's rolling.
Shotgun shell.
Chicky's found a shotgun shell. No big buck sign yet. Found a lot of deer poop, a lot of doe signs, some beds. No real honey holes yet. But Mom and Chicky both made it up the hill, so that's pretty good. There's Mom back there, telling Dad about something he did 5 years ago, 20 years ago, it's hard to say. A while ago, it wasn't yesterday, I don't think.
It wasn't today.
No, it wasn't today. You can tell us about your bottle. She found some sort of an old liqueur bottle, possibly. Whiskey. We're going to say it's old. It's muddy anyhow.
You gotta put it in my backpack.
Okay.
I'll find something for it, I'm sure.
Okay. Over here.
One treasure.
One down.
One down.
Now we're here. We're getting close to the honey hole, I think. We got some nice point back here for some bedding, and we got another nice point there. Good trails coming out of the drainage. Now it's just a debate of where the best tree is in the, we'll say, 1.5 acre area. It's going to be a northwest wind, we know that. But we'll get her whittled down one way or another. And then it'll probably be wrong, and we'll move it anyway after we sit it once. It's the usual. I think we're pretty close for a good cruising rut spot. Got a big washout drainage here, which leaves us with the first trail across right here. So they really can't get any lower with this drainage right here. They can definitely, there's some other trails out a little further, but not cruisers. So probably thinking just trails coming up right here. So like the best option is probably just one of these oaks right here. Be about 8 yards, a little close, but give us a little fudge room if they get out off the trail a little bit up here. There's a nice scrape up here too. We're still debating though. Let's see, coming up the trail. A little bit of a trail coming in right here. Good scrape. Come up and then probably be in this guy right here. Whammo. Or maybe this one back here. Looking pretty good though. We'll see what the boss says. We'll see what the boss says about it. Oh right, yeah. He says it'll take an hour to figure out the tree. He's probably right. Good chance the tree is going to swap or change once you actually pick a tree anyhow. So
I'd mark it as a good spot.
Right. Yeah. I think we're just going to mark it for now, and we'll have to work it out come November.
I think it'd be a good spot.
Yeah. This is some pretty serious hiking for Mom.
Huh?
It's some pretty serious hiking for Ma.
I'm pretty proud of her.
Yeah. Some pretty slick stuff with all that frozen ground just a little bit under the leaves. We're almost back to the road though.
doing a quick walk around on the number 2 spot. Second spot, not looking great, but finally picked up a bit of rub line here. So pretty nice rub. Gonna hurry up and see if we can't loop down the fence line here and find it. Geez, in the background. So that's the scoop. Found a couple of decent areas so far. That's the first decent buck sign I've seen today. So crossing off the spots, buddy. Well, we are on to the third area. I think they're getting pretty pooped out, but Chicky's having a little break. I did find a little pond back here, and there are quite a few trails kind of going from the pond and kind of just along the edge here. There's some real thick kind of overgrown pines and stuff back here on a little knob. I've seen some deer on the knob before, but haven't got this far up the ridge, so I don't know, might try to find a tree somewhere around here. There's a lot of trails. Not sure which one to pick or how to pick a tree, so probably try to figure out one for a decent wind, and we'll go from there. It was going pretty slow here for a while. Hadn't found much sign this afternoon, so glad to have stumbled onto a little bit here. We'll see what I come up with for a spot. So probably going to end up sitting in one of these pine trees here, at least to try it out. Got a good trail here with a bunch of deer poop, and another one out here 8 yards or so. A bunch of that sign over here I think ended up being cows. I found a bunch of cow poop, so we'll try one of these pines somewhere in probably one of these guys. Might be a good morning spot for early season. Try to fill a doe tag, but Chicky is ready to go find some more trees to look at. It's the morning of the 19th, March 19th. We stayed in the teepee with the stove last night. We're kind of just up drinking some coffee, drying out the stuff we had sitting out in the tent a little bit. Had a pretty good frost last night, but we did have the old stove set up. Pretty swanky as far as, you know, lightweight backpacking stuff goes. But I think Chicky definitely, we found her maximum cold level that was like 30 degrees. She was awfully cold. And now she's just got like a full-on boutique going on the top of the buggy. I don't know. I think we've got a nice foundation on, and we're doing a little cleanup and changing clothes. Oh, now we're hitting some bronzer and some dry shampoo. So not standard buck buggy camping, but I guess, you know, to each their own. Whatever makes her happy. We're going to get all this stuff figured out, and then we're going to go do a little bit more walking before we go home today. Hope we find some big buck sign. Okay, spot one, got some nice trails coming out of some kind of thicker bedding, security cover for some does. Got a nice trail here, forks off, goes over into some corn up this way. So, sit in this back tree maybe. South windy. Not a real adventurous spot, but maybe not a bad PM spot. We're gonna go find some more. We're just getting started. Look at this trail we're on here. There's also a pretty nice rub here, and then there's just a little one next to it. Over in here somewhere there's a little skinny guy. But Got a good trail. Crossing the drainage, but not seeing any other big rubs, so we'll keep a lookout. On the lookout for more big rubs. Chicky's got herself a piece of bucket. Alright.
Milk can lid.
It's a milk can lid, my bad. Okay, well, Chicky found us another good rub. Not too far from that last one. So we kind of got a good trail cutting here around this point, and then it forks. And it goes, well, goes down here or over to where Eva is. So this guy right here is kind of looking like the best choice, though it's kind of in the middle. It's pretty just thick in general. They're coming on this side of that down log. So this guy puts you down, or puts you upwind if they go low. There's not really another tree, and this little guy right here is pretty much just on the trail. So east wind, you'd have a couple of options maybe, but not banking on many of those showing up. So like this guy right here would be pretty good with the east. Got these trails just circling right downwind of him, or be just downwind, but kind of want it to be with a westie, hunting it down this way. So not ideal, but we'll mark her as an area of interest and keep moving. Maybe we'll find a better killing tree right off the bat. Well, the hiking continues. We've managed to get on to like the longest walk of the trip, but it's pretty flat, so that's flat. No big hills up or down. We're just walking out a big ridge. So last fall I sat in a tree just past Chicky up on towards the edge, and I seen 2 deer that evening, half a day, and they were both right on this trail that Chicky and Eva are standing on. So somehow, by the grace of good fortune, there's a tree right here at 8 yards that's not just totally in the pickers. So we'll mark her and maybe sit in it next fall. Hard to say. That one was pretty easy. Seen some deer here, and there was a tree that didn't require a chainsaw or a backhoe to get something cleared out. Winning. And we're about to the end of the ridge, and we're gonna start walking back. So, pretty simple spot. Got a little bit of a drainage down here. I was up more towards the end of it. Once again, like usual, I was too high and the bucks went below me. So both of them come right down through here, which puts us in this tree right here. Should be pretty good. Got a bunch of ag up that way, and then just like thick grassy CRP stuff up this way too. So they've also done a bunch of hinge cuts like all the way along this side of the ridge. So should be real thick here next fall. Let's get it, Chicky. We're out to the end of the point. Picked a iffy spot out here with some on a point for maybe some morning going to bed action. Mediocre at best. Right now we're in a big drainage right here. Good south breeze will blow it straight down the chute, and it's real thick up through here, and it's pretty steep right here where Chicky's down trying to take a picture of the dog in the creek. But you can see a bunch of trails where they cut down to right where Chicky's at. The trees are not the straightest in the world. Probably hard to tell on video. They got some good leans, but one of these trees and this little clump that I'm standing in, maybe this is better. One of these guys would be pretty solid. Them trails come up right here. They cross right where Chicky is, and then these trails across the drainage look quite a ways away, but it's like 15 yards to here and 15 yards to there. So actually pretty good shooting range. So still not finding really any buckside today. A couple of decent rubs, no, not a lot. So I don't know. We'll mark her down, give it a go if need be, and start heading back to the car. Getting pretty tired. I'm ready for lunch. I'm standing on that trail, so them little trees would be these two right here, or right here and right here. One of those. Be pretty solid. See if we can't get across this without busting my head now. And there's that steep drainage that they're crossing around. It's real steep down here. Whew. Yeah. Well, we're back. Ready to head it home. I think we did about 8,300 steps today, so about 25,000 on the weekend. I have no idea how many steps that equals to miles, but quite a few. We did a lot of walking. So we need some sandwiches and go home and sleep. We're all tired. We'll see you next weekend, I would bet, for another episode of Bob Walking Around in the Woods.